and welcome to Hard Copy from our channel's television studios in Abuja. I am Kayla Magwa. We all raised our collective eyebrows that weekend when the Damagun-led PDP went ahead with their national convention in Ibadan. And while our eyebrows were raised, our jaws dropped when we heard the announcement that the convention ground had suspended Nyesom Wike, Samuel Anyanwu, Ayo Fayosha, and 8 others suspended from the party for anti-party activities. Did the People's Democratic Party finally grow a pair? And are they ready for the inevitable repercussions of that decision? Well, that's not the only thing that's been happening in the news. While we were still reeling from that situation with the PDP, of course, we saw the face-off that happened right here in Abuja. We were now met with some bad news. The kidnapping of our girls again. Another recurring situation where girls are kidnapped from their schools in whatever forms those girls are taken away. While we're trying to understand what was going on there, we heard about the attack in Kwara State at the church. And all our hearts broke when we saw those old women trying to make their way out of that church in the midst of gunfire. While all of that was going on, we started hearing about a situation going on in other parts of the country. You know, killings and whatnot going on, even while we're still discussing whether there is a genocide or not in our country. And our matter is being tabled at different tables across the world. Then we saw the interview with the Minister of Foreign Affairs on Piers Morgan and wondered if the government of the day understands what's happening on the ground afterwards. And then the big one, Nnamdi Kanu's judgment and all of the play that's gone on with it. It's brought up a lot of conversations about our justice system. People have been asking, as we see the case of Nnamdi Kanu unfolding, why don't we see the cases of other terrorists being tried? What happens to those other ones? Well, as with most things in Nigeria, we need perspective. And joining us tonight for that perspective is someone who has been giving a lot of advice to people. And last time he was here, you know, he gave us some advice on the River State situation right here on Hard Copy. And after giving us that advice, so to speak, we actually saw some things changing. And now we have some peace in River State. Will he be able to do the same thing for us tonight on several issues bedeviling our country? Especially when it comes to politics. Already, we're trying to think about what our political parties should do next. I have no idea. So Professor Okey, Ikechukwu, a political analyst, public communications and business strategy consultant, trainer, mentor, life coach, and public speaker, joins us tonight to help on Hard Copy. Professor Okey, Ikechukwu.
Yes.
He said yes.
Yes, that's my name.
Welcome to Hard Copy.
Somebody to nail on the studio before Nigerians. That's criminal.
Well, we are sorry, but when it's when we need to understand, then we need to ask questions.
That is correct.
Let's start off with the Nnamdi Kanu's situation, and we've watched this situation unfold over the years. What do you make of all of it and where we are right now with this?
Well, whatever comments I'm going to make will not be because I'm from the Southeast. It will be because this is a national issue that has played out for quite a while and is a matter on which emotions are very high. That's why those emotions have to also be controlled. A lot of questions has been raised. The way Nnamdi Kanu's case has been going, are there cases of similar or even higher standing that were not so handled? Would anybody looking at the Nigerian state and seeing people who are making all kinds of trouble, big or small, say readily, outside of the court and the law, that, look, if you're speaking of picking people who are disturbing public peace, who are quote-unquote even leaning towards separatism, is Kanu the only viable person to pick on? Is it because he's an Igbo man? Is it because he's from the Southeast? That is the real concern. The other element is that, unfortunately, the matter is taken into the court. And so court details, court technicalities become the paradigm for decision-making. Whereas this is a matter I believe should have been resolved long before now politically. I'm not convinced he should have been in detention for the length of time he was. I'm not convinced that this decision even if, and it is decision of the court, I'm not convinced it will not lead to further aggravation of the situation in the Southeast. You know, there's a seat at home. He's been there for how many years now? The Sam Ekpa, so what's his name? The Simon Ekpa angle to it. Nnamdi himself has come out to tell them to stop the sit at home, if you recall. While still in detention, made announcements, called names. It never stopped because it's been taken over by opportunistic criminality. So the judgment has been given. Let us see the aftermath. But certainly, a lot of people are not going to like it in the Southeast. And I imagine that the security agencies themselves might also be a little more alert because of that. But it is also a time for there to be a presidential intervention, if you like. Find a political solution. Yes, the law has taken its course. There's a prerogative of mercy by the president. I can understand the young man, there is inequity. I may not agree with his views, but I'm convinced that we cannot waste our children. Will I be happy seeing him put away? You can see he's bold, he's intelligent, he's brilliant, but I would want to see him within the law. And I think I will get greater satisfaction not allowing him to be kept in prison. There is a time for that kind of thing to happen. And I believe the elders from the Southeast, the political leaders, you see the concern because the rascality associated with those who claim to be following him, many of whom he has disowned, they are just using his name. You don't know who they will strike next. Oh, you people are there enjoying yourselves, and now our leader has been jailed because you went to... They've accused the Southeast leaders of all kinds of things, that they were giving money. It might lead to reprisals, and it's not the sort of thing we should look forward to.
I was listening to Justice Omotosho. Oh, that was a long one. It was many hours. many hours we were listening to him. And when he was saying some of the things, there were many things that I heard him say that I didn't even know existed, you know. So I stay asking myself, have I really been following this case as closely as I should have? What advice can we give going forward?
No, you see, that's the thing. Proceedings in the court is different from public opinion, public perception, because there's the information that will be given to the judge, and the judge will act based on the evidence before him or her. So at the outside level, that's why the lawyer will speak of arbiter dictate, pedestrian debate. If we're discussing housing now, some people who don't know anything about are throwing in one comment or the other. We don't need to listen to them. Now, you're saying you listen in detail. I wasn't able to. I had things you didn't know. Those are the things which those who are looking at it will say, on the basis of this is what we must do. Now, on the other side, others are saying he didn't do anything. You go into those details, it won't take us anywhere. I think the most important thing is to find out what's to be done such that there'll be an amelioration. You mentioned
prerogative of mercy, Prof.
Yes.
That's something you're pushing for the president.
The president can intervene at this point, certainly. The general perception dominant in the Southeast is that it's not a matter of whether he did anything or not, but that because he's Igbo and because he's fighting for the rights. And the other element is also you find that those who are talking about him fighting for those rights will also not ask themselves, some of them are not asking themselves, will this method deliver those rights? When you say sit at home, that's a predominantly trading environment. And so people's income is related with physical mobility. And for every Monday, now, it's like I'll be pinching myself so that you, Kayla, will see the pain and give me what I want. You're pinching yourself. I'm pinching myself. You're busy doing what you're doing. You say this guy needs to have his... That's what's been going on. So several markets have been shut down in the Southeast over time. And it's not even that they are shut down. They are moving away. The traders are moving away because they get harassed. Roads are not safe. And you can't even say nice about Biafra. But to the substantive matter, yes, a judgment has been given. One is not competent to query the technical content or detail of a court judgment by a court of competent jurisdiction. But one has a right and a duty to say, yes, these are the facts. Within our laws, these are ameliorative steps that can be taken. Within that law, these are some things that fall into the powers of the president and the presidency and the Council of State. And it is possible to intervene from that level. I mean, that is what I think we should be. Now be saying waka to motor shot to anybody, it's just pedestrian, it's just chatter in the street.
Doesn't get anything
We need
done.
a solution.
Speaking of solutions, is it time for the Southeast to have a conversation? Because once you just talk about the Southeast, everyone talks about Biafra, IPOB, ESN. But there is the Southeast that is saying, no, listen, we have been marginalized from governance. We do not occupy key positions, and we want more representation in governance.
You have pockets of the Southeast that's together. The political elite of today who are dominant, they are together. And they will make it their business to ensure that any talk about secession is a joke. They are beneficiaries of the system. You don't expect if I'm a senator, you're talking about secession, I will support you. What will happen to all the privileges I'm getting? What will happen to the money I spend for the elite? So there will be those in some visibility politically will be the primary, if you like, denigrators or saboteurs of any talk about secession. Because who will lead? That's one. Two, the concept of a state of Biafra. You're talking about people from a certain area who want to go their own way, within a framework that will not allow them, right? And they are calling for a referendum, which makes a lot of sense. But then do you suppose that the federal government will give you money to go and conduct a referendum? Do you also suppose that people will feel very confident when they know there are, apart from the leader speaking, there are no real structures or anchors? And also when you consider the knowledge level of the players. So and when you say come together and have a conversation in the Southeast, yes, I'm from the Southeast, but if you want to really be very frank about the profile of the Southeast, you must, on close examination, draw the conclusion that it's a region that has been acting politically with the least consciousness of what strategy means in leadership. The other day, they wanted to make a mayor of, Major General Fundibu, and crown him. People who had money came together to do that in Lagos. So you have the business wing, businessmen's wing of Ndibo, who are together. So you're saying it's time for them to come together. Kela, you come together with them. You say, look, this is the way to go about it. They look around. Who is Kela? If the other thing she's suggesting, if we ask for the money, will she bring it? Please, let's be serious. Then you have the academic elite who are also on their own. You have the political elite who are not truly, quite honestly, aligned with anybody. And they're in a region where, unlike the Southwest, that was able to contain the security challenges through Amoteku, Ibubagu never took off. It's a frightening reality because if you move now below the level of the elite, there's no interest. They are not even aware of what's going on. The recent events in Lagos, I thought somebody sent me a clip when they were destroying those stores. Some young men, I don't think any of them was more than 26, that the one was saying to the camera, that's why they say they don't want leaders. We don't want any leader. Everybody can take care of himself. That level of illiteracy. I wanted to wade into the matter. I called Benga, the commissioner, because he made a release showing that, look, they were doing the right thing. I was shocked by the details. And I didn't have Benga's number again. So I called a colleague who is also in media, because we're in the media together in Lagos, 1999. He was on The Guardian. He also joined us at the Comet, which is now The Nation. So I got his number. I called him. I said, Benga, I just read your thing. What you have here, is it true? He said, yes, we gave them notice, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay, I want to come and pick up and get hold of this. I will also go and talk to the traders. Benga became unavailable. And that's why if that matter was to come up at any other time in future, I would suspect that Lagos knew there was something it wasn't doing right. That kind of opportunity doesn't come from the moon. I was really, because it was also, there was the, what do you call it, the Obi of Lagos thing. People must know how to conduct themselves.
All right.
The person who is saying Obi of Lagos, can he wear a red cap? Will he break kola nut in his own traditional ruler's place? But he will go to another land to declare himself Obi. How would you feel if somebody comes and announces that he's the Oba of Umbise? Stupidity is not a form of courage. Sorry.
We're going to short break. When we come back, we shall segue from the Igbo conversation.
We should go away from it.
And see if we can talk a bit about politics and this insecurity
Certainly.
that has plagued us as a people. So please, stay with us on Hard Copy. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Hard Copy right here on Channels Television. If you just joined us, Professor Okey Ikechukwu joins us tonight. And we're trying to dissect a lot of the things going on in our country and understand where we are. Let's segue now to the insecurity. Another set of girls kidnapped from their school. Killings, shootings in that church. And then that interview that our Minister of Foreign Affairs had on Piers Morgan. Talk to us about what it is that you're thinking when you see all of these things happening back to back in the midst of a conversation as to whether we're having a Christian genocide or not in our country.
Well, it speaks to very few straightforward issues. Now, the question of genocide, Trump acted on information, on request, and on media content. The situation is with the kidnapping. For that to still happen, it means there's something we're not getting right, or it means that those who are behind this are still in control, untrammeled. Because you must ask yourself, do we not get the impression generally in the country that Boko Haram is being treated with kid gloves? That's actually, it's become more of a national consensus, and the question is why? The other question is, who is behind all of this? Recall that during Buhari's tenure, I think Dubai announced that they gotten the names of all the
sponsors. Yes.
Sponsors. What did our government do?
Where is that list?
It's not with me. This is not trouble stats.
It's not with me.
You're not going to give them at Okey You see, what was government response? I think from the Office of the Attorney General of the Federation to respect their privacy, their human rights. It's insanity. It wouldn't even happen in an asylum. Today, do we have those names? No. Not in the public domain. Are there rumors that some very powerful people are behind it and funding it? Yes. Are there rumors that there is a Fulani conspiracy, if you like, to take over the Middle Belt, in which case communities are being wiped out? Yes. Are there rumors that these people were promised this money when they were brought in by some powerful Nigerians to cause mayhem if Jonathan won? Yes. Are there rumors that the agreed payments were made, the first installment, but the second installment, they didn't get all of it? Yes. Are there rumors that they are then made to realize that, okay, just sort yourself out, anywhere you take, we won't drive you from it? Yes. Is anybody declaring those rumors? No. For kidnappings to be going on, despite the recent incident, the alleged coup, the change of service chiefs, among other things, it means there are forces. And we should stop wasting our soldiers. What does it take? Service chiefs, how many soldiers do they have they can put on the ground? Because of insecurity, soldiers are doing police work. They are on the road, they are spread too thin.
They're protecting land.
Yes, and they are not being appreciated because the civilian leadership environment constrains them. By training, they are to do everything to maintain public peace, sustain national security, and where the police has challenge with internal security to come in. Now they are in. And they're also out. The other time they use a drone to attack military formation. No, there's something that nobody is able to understand clearly enough. But for those girls to be picked up, look at it, those are destinies reigned. Those are potential doctors, potential teachers, all of them, they are not going to be part of their own personal history that was given to them before they came. And they were sleeping easy. And what does it take to isolate from the air these characters and take them out? Yes, the bombing of a plane, I think that was 3 years ago, where the plane was brought down containing about 20 or so soldiers.
In Niger State.
Yes. What was the position? The governor addressed the state that, the military should not think of attacking them, they should go and negotiate with them. Really? So it's chickens that die. These are people's children.
What do you make of the negotiations
with
terrorists going on in parts of northern Nigeria?
There's only one thing to do. Take them out. Take them out. They are not human, really. The first person who pulled it off and advertised it was, what's his name, in Katsina State? Masari. Fantastic. It was unheard. It was in front of newspapers. Himself, I think the police commissioner, and then the head of the terrorists and one other of his men, they were holding AK-47.
the concept of reintegration, repentant, I've never heard it anywhere in the world, just in Nigeria, repentant terrorists being reintegrated into society. They are teaching them how to sew clothes, how to make chin-chin, how to do barbing salon and stuff, and reintegrating them into. What do you make of that? Is this even possible?
Teaching somebody how to make chin-chin, make bead,
sew
cut
clothes.
hair and sew clothes. How long does it take to sew one cloth? He is somebody who is used to collecting a few hundreds of thousands, blowing most of it on drugs, and then going out on the road again, either for kidnapping or for general violence. There's nothing wrong with rehabilitation. There's nothing wrong with reintegration. But I think the template is a delusional one. It is wrong. Now, for all the years they were, what do you call it now? Surrendering. Did anybody tell us where Shekau is? No. Until Shekau was killed, not by intelligence from them. When hunger strikes in the bush, and it wasn't an organized, many of them became disillusioned. And so they came back because they couldn't feed. And you say it's repentant. And then you take them and give them lectures, make them feel nice, and you provide some kind of support for vocational engagement, right? How do you suppose the affected communities are feeling? Those who killed my father are the ones government has taken, rubbed powder on their faces, given them money and new clothes to start a new life. So you're creating animosity. And reintegration, they can't go back to their villages. Every other week you hear Buzulum receive 5,000 repentant. So the resources for national development, the state development, human capital development, all of it is going into a pointless engagement because most of the people have lost a sense of community. And it is distracting and demobilizing the army. I keep saying that. The army is a fighting force.
Do you think there's a Christian genocide going on in Nigeria?
It's possible. But Christian genocide, I'm a Christian, nobody has killed me yet, but it will be trivializing the seriousness of what's going on in the Middle Belt. To say, oh, there is no such thing. There are things that can be described in those terms with justification, especially when you know of communities that were wiped out and their places taken over. People are staying there, those who killed them. A former governor who told me, he was still a governor, but he had no access to his village and place because it's part of the place taken, and the community schools, the people were living there. Those facts, even if it's just one instance, makes it difficult for you to say there is nothing going on that people can say this is genocide. Should the
Tinubu administration be working on some collaboration with the United States government?
If you're talking about collaboration, let them give us drone and air support. Look, I was in Jamena, the headquarters of the multinational joint task force, made up of Nigerian. There are 4 countries affected by Boko Haram. There's a facility by a foreign country, I don't want to mention it, that will see up to the second clock on my phone, anywhere. Then we got the disturbing report that even the entire movement of the Chibok girls were monitored. And what is going on? You see, the Northeast is also important as a what do you call, a market for the global arms trade. We're overlooking a lot of variables. If that war ends, a lot of billions of arms will not be sold. It says when Buratai retired and said the problem was intractable, that it was something good to end quickly, he knew what he was saying.
All right. As we wrap up, let's talk politics.
I'm not a politician.
We all saw what happened in the PDP secretariat.
Oh.
And then, of course, we heard about the suspension of Wike, which reminded me of you, because the last time you were here...
Was I suspended too?
No.
I'm not a member of the party.
The last time you were here, you said the PDP has to grow a pair. That was what you said. You said the PDP had to grow a pair. Have they grown a pair?
Wike, to begin with, Wike, he should have been suspended immediately after the elections. That's number one. Number two, besides Wike, part of the problem of the PDP is our well-respected elder and statesman, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. The party ceased to be a party before the elections. We must work with a sense of history. How has the PDP conducted itself since he lost the election to Buhari? It's never really organized, put its act together. It doesn't have cohesion. It has mostly the same actors being very visible. You don't see youth involvement. PDP disappear from what it used to be.
Is it too late for them?
For 2027?
For 2027.
Oh, totally. Forget, they can't pull their act together. You must understand power dynamics.
So it's Tinubu?
I don't know.
But it's not them?
No, not PDP. It will have to become a party first, prepare itself, show capacity. Assuming today, even with the confusion in the party, you find out that all PDP states are so well governed, they will have a chance. Because their governors are fleeing, they're not sure, even internal democracy is not there. No, it's not going to be. But why APC has to be very careful. APC might actually be in greater danger than PDP.
Too many interests.
Too many big boys are coming in.
Too many interests.
And party chairman, this is a PDP state, a PDP state. Also, as APC party chairman, I'm the party leader. Now, the governor decamps, I lose my position as number one. And he's targeting me, and I'm trying to how to undermine him. So there could be implosions, inside bad jobs, and all of that. The party has to be careful.
All right, sir. Well, there's never enough time, Prof. Well, thank you very much for making out the time to be with us on Hard Copy, and good luck with all the work you have ahead of you.
My pleasure. Thank you.
That's Hard Copy this week. I'm Kayla Magwa. Good night.